Cubs, Diamondbacks, full recap and more. Let's roll.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into a discussion with you on all things Cubs. Thank you for being part of the show and making us your first listen today. And the best way you can help us grow the show is to listen or watch every day. Today's episode is presented by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. Bullpen discussion later in the show, as well as the offense clicking on all cylinders. And we start with a full recap of Cubs Diamondbacks as the Cubs got the job done this weekend with the series win over the Snakes. A game for the ages on Friday, somewhat dominant win Saturday, and close loss Sunday in 11 innings. Sam, Cubs are now 14-10 as they continue to stack wins in what we have talked about before, tough part of the schedule to begin the 25 campaign.
First of all, happy Easter to all those who celebrate, including you, Matthew.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed your weekend.
Right.
Apologize to everybody watching on YouTube. I was a little bit late to our recording and did not have a chance to comb my hair or throw on a hat. I look unpresentable, and I apologize for that. As far as this weekend goes, this weekend took a massive turn on Friday. I was driving over to my work situation at about, I don't know, about 4 p.m. I gave you the call and just said, I'm not taking this team seriously anymore.
Right.
These type of bullpen meltdowns are becoming an absolute joke. At that point, it was, I don't know if you caught my the Friday audio exclusive.
Yes, I did.
But there's just been four of them now. They've had 3 instances where the bullpen's given up 8 or more runs. It's mid-April. And then they come back and win and made it feel like this was different. And then it just felt like they took that into Saturday and played a beautiful baseball game. And then Sunday was a headache, if I may say.
Please go ahead.
I don't want to spend too much time on Sunday because I'm really trying to not do those things. I'm trying to not go, well, you know what? It'd be a great weekend if the Cubs win 2 out of 3. And then if the Cubs come in and win 2 out of 3, be the guy that goes, yeah, but they should have won Sunday. I'm trying not to be that guy. And to be honest, they didn't play very well at all on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know if they should have won or not.
They didn't hit well. It was just the ending that was frustrating. The Diamondbacks put in a guy that hadn't pitched in the big leagues in quite a while. Happ hits a rocket. There's nothing John Birdie could do. And that ends up being the baseball game. Nico Horner forgot how to catch the ball that Wicks threw over there. But I want to just make one point, and then we could get into the details because this is a tough episode because there's just so much. I mean, we could go 2 segments on this weekend. But just real quick on Sunday, because I don't want to spend that much time on it. There's one play that when my head hits the pillow tonight and I prepare for a rigorous work week, that'll probably keep me up, I would say, an extra, 15 minutes or so. Nico Horner at first base. PCA. We've talked about this. Is the second time.
After Horner tied the game.
After Horner ties the game. First of all, PCA is a good hitter. If he's going to bunt for a hit. Secondly, Horner has the bag stolen. It's a wrap. He got a running lead. You've got to be aware of that and pull that thing back. If Horner gets the steal, it's a man on second, no outs. Now you could sack bunt, and one of Carson Kelly or John Birdie's going to end that baseball game, and you're going home happy on Easter Sunday. Love Pete. He's off to a very good start. He's a special player. He will learn these baseball IQ things now, but I hope there's a conversation about that after the game, because out of everything, the Horner drop ball by Wicks, obviously the biggest play in terms of win probability was Ian Happ's double play, but that was nobody's fault. That play really stood out. But otherwise, big Friday for Kyle Tucker. We talked about that game on the audio. Check that out if you haven't. Saturday was just kind of a clinic from the fellas. Seiya Suzuki's doing a great job hitting the ball out of the ballpark. I'd like to see him situationally hit better, striking out a lot with men on. Michael Busch has been flat out tremendous. It's been a real struggle for Dansby Swanson. But overall, man, it's a good weekend, and excited to see what they could do Tuesday and Wednesday, see if they could steal this season series from the Dodgers and beat them both times.
And we could go over pretty much the whole roster offensively segment 2. I'm excited to do that, present you some numbers as well. That was my only issue for the entire 11 innings on Sunday as well, Sam. Because I thought the Diamondbacks left runs on the board.
And they had a couple lineouts too, and a deep fly off Presley, that one in center. That ball got knocked down.
Yeah, that's true. I thought 10th and 11th, it really could have snowballed, and Wicks did an outstanding job to minimize damage. And then I also put in my notes the 4th inning. I thought the Diamondbacks could have scored a bunch as well. Horner had that nice throw at home to Nab Naylor. Yeah. Friday, I receive a call.
Can I cut you off for a sec? Was that the same play that we were talking about? Did you have that same issue?
Same thing.
Okay. I want to, that's
right. Because Kelly probably just could hit a healthy fly ball to win.
Yeah. And it's just like, you're taught at that level. Hey, like if he had, he has the base stolen there, you could pull that back. It would be one thing if he was 2-strike trying to get it over, but it's the first pitch of the sequence.
Yeah, and so a part of me does wonder a little bit about signs, but PCA just can't swing there. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, so, or can't bunt there.
Yeah. Friday, from at like 3:50 Central, I believe on the phone call with you, I said something to the effect of like it starts at the top. And literally 15, 20 minutes later, it was Bedlam. Wow, did they really reverse course in a game for the ages? 13-11 Cubs. It was a pitcher's duel a lot of the afternoon. Colin Ray and Corbin Burns. Ian Happ hits that grand slam that made it 6-1 at the time. And then the bullpen meltdown again, and then the memorable comeback to win it. Saturday, they never looked back after taking the lead in the first. So all in all, a really, really solid weekend. And that's exactly what we said to sign off on Friday. We said it would be a tremendous weekend if they got 2 out of 3. Colin Ray looks different, Sam.
Yeah.
4 2/3, no walks, 5 strikeouts Friday. Let's
been great.
Track of the starts in the steal spot because the Cubs are 2-0 now.
Great point. No, Colin Ray, look, this real quick. When they signed him, I was like, hey, that's too expensive of a innings eater mop up guy, and it's too cheap for the other starter that you need. And he's done a really good job of both so far. Go ahead.
I wanted to talk Jameson Taillon. I wanted to note after 2 rain delays, he did pitch well.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of swing and miss, 6 strikeouts in 5 innings, just the 1 run. So we'll do more bullpen later in the show. I thought Thielbar and Presley were the standouts for me. Ben Brown, to recap the pitching side, on exactly 100 pitches, went only 4 innings, 4 walks again, only 1 run. He also struck out a lot of guys, six of them. But I do wonder, especially with 2 off days this week, and we get the notepad out a little bit, and Assad gets healthy. And Flexen keeps pitching like a Cy Young Award winner at AAA. Could one bullpen solution that we've talked about, could that actually come to fruition with Ben Brown? We'll see. I know what the Cubs did this weekend. I liked it. I liked that they're stacking wins, and I like that they scored 9 runs off Burns, Gallant, and Kelly.
Yeah,
that's no joke. And listen, the schedule and competition, we talked about it, 41 games to open the 25 season. There were 24 into this gauntlet now.
And since Japan, you've lost one series.
Crazy. Lost 1 series. Remember, they were 2-4. Now they're 14-10. So pretty impressive stuff, especially from the offense, which is clicking on all cylinders. And we're going to dig into all of the hitters for the Cubs right after this.
This episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, it's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place so you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. Folks, I spend way too much money on food delivery, eating out, online delivery services. When I started using Monarch, I realized just how bad it was. Now I budget smarter and save more. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year.
All right, entering Sunday, the Cubs ranked first in all of baseball in runs, third in average, first in on base, first in slug. They're also strong in walk rate at 5th and strikeout rate at 25th. Sam, I have one idea of why this is. I think you can guess. I feel as though it does start and end with one player.
Yeah.
But really, the Cubs have 8 guys hitting well. Tucker, Seiya, Bush, Horner, PCA, Kelly, Amaya. And we had a little bit of half concern maybe entering the week, and then he went 9 for 24 in the 6 games this week. It's wild what they're doing.
It is. I think this Cubs team, if I had to go a concern area, it would be that ever since we've covered this team, everyone hits at the same time and everyone struggles at the same time.
Okay.
And so the key is going to be, and look, the good news is that the offense, they had a pretty rough stretch. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in San Diego. They didn't really have a great game today. It's just shortening those stretches. And then what they've done a really good job of is that they've just blown games open. So Friday was a crazy game, huge inflated stats. They had the 16-run game against the Dodgers and things like that. But overall, it does feel harder, and it felt like this before the season. It feels harder to imagine a massive slump with this group. And people forget the 2023 offense was actually pretty good most of the year. It had one bad month. Once Bellinger got going, though, it was a really good offense. I think they were 6th or 7th in runs in baseball that year. Mm-hmm. So, it's always felt like it was going to be that type of offense. I didn't think it would be this good, and it probably won't be this good because Carson Kelly's going to regress. I think he had an 0 for today. But the hope is that you'll get guys like Dansby back to their level. Tucker pretty much stays at this level. I think there are some things that are happening that are sustainable. Michael Bush, he's been amazing so far. If we get, 75, 80% of this guy the rest of the year, that's a total game changer. The guy's been an elite player on both sides of the baseball. But I think Seiya is just kind of cruising through this year. I don't even think he's overall had great at bats. I still think this is and that's a compliment, meaning it's very imaginable to see him stay right here. He has a high 8 OPS because he just gets it so quick. But I think it's been a really fun story. It's been a really fun thing to watch, and they just got to make sure this week, depending on weather and stuff. I thought today they got a little bit away from, we're not going to hit home runs today. That's not going to be the story of the game. Hey, PCA, you're on second here. Go steal third. Take those extra chances, take those bases, and, figure out third base, which has been basically equally as troublesome as it has been the last couple of years. But, it's been a very nice start to the season. It's been, if you want to start Japan, a full month, basically, of really, really good offense. And some people will come back and go, all that, you're 14-10. Well, the bullpen has been the exact opposite. And you've also played some of the best teams in baseball a lot. So It looks like to me like we just saw the Diamondbacks 7 times. Now a lot's going to change between now and then, and but if you saw them in a 5-game series in October, there's no way you don't feel like you could beat them. It's not to say it's not to say you do beat them, but you played them. You played them 7 times. You beat them 4. You lost a 4-run lead in one of them. You almost lost a 6-run lead the other one. And then today it was a total coin flip. So you were right there. They took care of you handily 1 time.
And I think I would say the same thing about San Diego.
I don't disagree.
In a 7-game series, no qualms there.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to fix, and by that time, teams will be different. You'd like to fix a couple things. Like I don't want to watch, Nate Pearson and some of those guys come in. But yeah, like there's only one team that we've played where it'd be like if they're clicking on all cylinders, we would have to get real lucky, and that's pretty good.
Well, through the first 24 games, they would, if it wasn't for the Nationals, apparently putting out AA guys in relief, they would literally have the best offense and the worst bullpen in baseball.
And you know what? If you have the best offense and the worst bullpen with the Cubs schedule, 14-10 is pretty darn good.
Yeah, it is.
And their bullpen, let's be honest, the Nationals don't care about winning.
No, they're not trying to do much at all.
So they are by far the worst bullpen in baseball of people that are actively trying to win baseball games.
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely.
You give the Cubs the Padres bullpen, and you and I can get playoff tickets right now.
Yeah, or I would even take like a top 15 pen. So I do want to get into Swanson a little bit, but I did want to follow up on something you said because Kyle Tucker's the star, as we know, but I thought entering the year, Seiya or maybe even Happ would be the clear wingman to Tucker.
Yeah.
But it's been Bush.
Yeah.
316 average, 386 on base. This is a second-year dude who not only has flashed the leather defensively, held it down there, but now offensively, I can't wait to watch him hit. And he doesn't swing at velo upstairs anymore.
It's probably and he got rung up on a pitch that it didn't have to be called.
That's a major difference. That he doesn't swing at that crap anymore is huge.
And he's not striking out a lot.
Well, in general, he's not striking out, right?
It's a huge story. Probably the most under-talked about story of the season so far. The reason why I'm just because he was so great in April last year. I'm really with him. I'm like I hate it because everyone thinks I can't stand Michael Bush. He's been amazing. I want to give it another month. Like if he still has an OPS over 900 in like a month, now it's like because remember last year he had that West Coast trip where he went crazy.
Let me look into that because wasn't last year just a couple of series, maybe 3?
No, you're right.
Whereas this is now 3+ weeks,
and it also looks different because of the strikeouts.
He's clearly made some changes, especially with pitches. He clearly has a plan for stuff that's at his eyes or above,
right? And
he's just laying off.
Yeah, you know what? Last April he was 282 with an 875 OPS, and really all that came.
Okay,
but all that came. When
the Marlins series, right?
Seattle, Arizona was when he hit all the home runs in a row.
Okay.
Literally 5 of the 6 home runs that he hit all came in a row that month.
Right. And then the consecutive games too.
Yeah, and then he ended. You're right. No, you're right. And then he ended by what's today, April 20th, right?
Yeah.
He had an OPS on April 20th of 1.062. But then the rest of the month, he literally got like 4 hits.
Wow.
So and so I think you're right. And it's been a great story. And if one of those 2 guys ends up being like having a great year, the 2 guys that you mentioned, the offense is going to be in just fine. Like even today, like you take for granted star level production. Do you know what I mean? Because like today, it really sticks out when Tucker and Seiya and Bush go 1 for 10 or 1 for 11, right? Like those guys are the keys, and Hap to an extent and Nico to an extent, but it's been a really good start offensively.
Weird week this week, as we kind of already hinted at. First of all, only 2 weekday games, then Friday, Saturday, Sunday with the Phillies. So for Tuesday's episode, I think we take a look at Swanson. I think we take a look at the third base carousel, that sort of thing. Dodgers Tuesday, Wednesday, Phillies Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll preview Cubs
Great
Dodgers.
Game. And weather should be okay.
As well. It looks really good.
Get
maybe even, dare I say, summery at points.
Oh, yeah. Well, keep the ball away from Schwarber.
Okay. All right. Coming up next, we talk about the bullpen. Oh, boy. Final segment here on a Monday. Thank you so much for tuning in, and tune in with us all season long. We'll be here 5 episodes a week, and then audio exclusives as well. After the 120 games Fridays, Sam watch-alongs, a lot going on here. And we enjoy it. We don't take it for granted. The bullpen allowed 10 runs on Friday, and entering Sunday owned an ERA of 5.58, which ranks second worst to the Nationals in all of baseball. Cubs also have the 4th to last walk rate. But 4 of the 8 relievers in the current group are actually throwing really well. Yeah. Brad Keller, Caleb Thielbar, Julian Merriweather, and Ryan Presley. You could put Porter Hodge in maybe a question mark zone.
He had 1 bad outing.
Yeah, because even after Friday's nightmare, he posted a 5-pitch perfect 8th on Sunday. And then you have really 3 names that just got here: Roberts, Palencia, and Wicks. Although, aside from Wicks, you blinked and he was out of Friday's game. Roberts, Palencia, and Wicks have actually shown some flashes as well.
Yeah, so the damage is in AAA.
Yeah, it is. And where are we at with this group, and specifically the first 4 names, Sam? Because Presley, Merriweather, Thielbar, and Keller, I am starting to trust them more.
Impressed with Presley. Close to giving him a public apology, but not quite yet. Think on a different day, he probably gave up a homer to Alek Thomas today. But hey, you got to pitch to the conditions.
Well, in last 5 appearances, no walks.
That's the key.
Yeah.
I think Porter Hodge got a really unfair, you want to talk about why being a reliever is really tough. He came in with the bases loaded, no outs. He's got to do a better job. He imploded, but I still think he's the best reliever in the group. Okay. And he had a really bad day, and JD talked about it. Now his ERA is basically ruined for 2 months.
Right, right.
But I still think he's a good reliever. Brad Keller's been outstanding.
Yep.
And
pretty much the whole year.
And I thought, to be honest, if you were to tell me right now, if we were to have a segment, hey, who is the Cubs player of the week? My player of the week would be Caleb Thielbar.
Wow. He came up big.
The Tuesday night win, you just saw with Wicks how hard it is to hold off that ghost runner. He held off that ghost runner. He got out Luis Ariz in a huge spot. Gave Craig 2 scoreless yesterday. I thought he was the MVP of the week. The problem is,
Friday he pitched too.
The problem is. Friday too. The problem is Luke Little came in. He really struggled. He's sent down.
Not a big league reliever right now, Luke Little.
Eli Morgan, horrendous, sent down. Nate Pearson, just total, meltdown, sent down. So
yeah,
hopefully their bullpen's in a better spot. Luckily, they won Friday's game, or this podcast would have a far, far more different tone to it.
Yeah, it would.
And
it unraveled for sure.
They've got to figure out a way. JD said after the Sunday debacle in Arizona, hey, hopefully it's the worst loss of the year. And I knew it wasn't going to be the case, although so far it still holds true. They've got to try and space out. It can't be this consistent, these meltdowns.
Right. It's too frequent.
We're 24 games in. They've had 5 meltdowns.
Right. And you should have 5 per year.
And when I say meltdown, a meltdown isn't, we're down up 1 in the 9th and lose the game.
Right.
That's not a meltdown. A meltdown is a 10-run inning. A meltdown is an 8-run inning.
It's like high school.
let's put it like this. If you're up by 3 runs or more in the 7th, especially at home, and you lose, that's a meltdown. And
entering the 7th or 8th,
and you blow the game. And they've had that happen a lot. And then when they don't have a meltdown, they still do in weird ways, like Turner dropping the ball at first base. And today, Horner just looking like I don't know what happened on that play. It looked like he lost it in the sun or something. Like he completely whiffed. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It wasn't a great throw.
It was cloudy.
Yeah, well,
but I think it was sunny at that point.
There was a little pocket of sun right in front of them. And then of course, like while they're having their meltdown on Friday, Workman has one go under his glove, and that's what he's in there to do.
There's some defensive miscues.
It's just all part of the meltdown. It's like it's an all-encompassing thing. Hodge had a wild pitch. There's usually a hit batsman in there. Like we've just got to control a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, and the frequency is what's just
the frequency.
It's unnerving, really.
It's the frequency.
It's almost like a terror.
It's when guys, I just got to say this. You guys, if you're still listening now, you listen probably every day. You know me pretty well. If you, it looks like it's about to tornado outside. If you were next to me in that drive to work, my class that I was teaching.
Oh gosh, I can't even imagine.
When they melted down.
Wait, so you heard the meltdown and heard the comeback?
I heard the meltdown. I followed along with the comeback, and then saw
on the
app, and then saw I caught Saya's homer after it, man. And then I had to pace. It was a whole thing. When I was listening to that, I was just thinking, I was so excited for this weekend. It's been great. I still got a couple more. Still got night 2 of WrestleMania here, a little playoff game. I was like, my whole weekend's ruined. I can't. They could go out and lose 45-0, and it would bother me far, far less than that.
And the Orioles almost did on Sunday. The Reds.
No, I got to tell you, these NL Central teams, man, a series win for Cincy in Baltimore.
Yeah.
The Brewers just keep churning out series.
Right. I'm going to go over more bullpen ideas down on the farm for Tuesday. Could Assad go to the pen? Could Brown? Could Wicks be a full-time reliever? Plus up.
I don't think so.
Guy, Chris Flexen
gives up too many hits. Oh, the Brewers are on the West Coast this week for 4.
Yeah, that's San Francisco, right?
Yeah. Let's see who the Reds are playing real quick.
And they play tomorrow too. Or not 2, but they.
They play the Marlins.
Oh well, maybe Mervis helps us out.
Maybe not.
Okay. All right, we will be back Tuesday morning.
I'm going to see what the pitching matchup is for Saturday. If it's favorable, I'll do a watch along. I
think it's Luzardo against someone.
I will not be doing a watch along on Saturday.
Thank you so much for checking out this episode. That lasted 2 seconds. We're here 5 episodes.
I don't want to lose again.
Talking about all things Cubs. We got to clip that. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. That's the probables that ESPN has anyway.
What's his ERA?
I think they have Luzardo against Ray.
Oh, well, forget it. I might not even watch along with myself. I might go I might go play basketball or something.
Find MLB Game Night at the Locked On MLB channel on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts.
7
I believe it's Tawan Walker, Jesus Luzardo, and Aaron Nola.
Oh, Walker would have been great. 7 innings, 1 earned for Luzardo today with a 2.08 ERA.
We'll be back Tuesday. For Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.
Go Cubs.